Alright, this is section 3.1. We're going to start graphing linear inequalities. Things to remember. If you look over here, the dotted line you shade below. With the less than, you graph the line with the dotted line and you shade below it. You also shade below for a less than or equal to, but it's a solid line. Greater than is a dotted line, and greater than or equal to is a solid line, and you shade above both of those. So greater than, you're going to shade above, less than, shade below. So we graph these just like we do any other line. The first thing is we go to the y-intercept, which is at plus 6. Okay, right there, put a dot. You count your slope. Okay, your slope is negative 2 over 1. Your b is equal to 6. And so my slope, its line's going to lean this way, and you go up 2 and over 1. Up 2 and over 1. You can go down 2 and over 1. Down 2 and over 1. If you have a ruler, you can draw your line with a ruler. That would be better, and my line's going to be crooked because I don't do lines well with this marker and on this board. But notice this is a greater than, so I'm going to be dotting it. Okay, so I'm going to be dotting this line, and it's going to go on the trend like it should, and you're going to draw a nice straight line instead of one like this. Now, where is y above the line? That's one way you can read that. The y values here, the y values above the line are this part of the graph, right here. So you shade that. Okay. If you want a highlighter, if you want to use a highlighter, you can do that and shade it with a highlighter. Okay. And shade that all above the line. Okay, that looks kind of bad, but anyway. Okay. Now, so on this equation, this is an inequality. It's in standard form, and you're going to need to solve, just like you solved other inequalities. It's negative 2y is greater than, I'm going to subtract the 3x across, so it's negative 3x plus 8, dividing by negative 2y, or by negative 2, excuse me. Now we have y. Since we divided by negative, we have to turn our sign around. We have positive 3/2 x minus 4. So we go down here to minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go up 3 and to the right 2. Up 3 and to the right 2. Up 3 and to the right 2. 1, 2, 3. I get kind of cross-eyed with these. Alright, now it's also, there's no line underneath. It's a greater, it's just a less than rather than less than or equal to. So we have a dotted line. Okay. Y is less than the line, so we're going to shade below the line right here. That's where y is less than the line. Now, suppose you don't remember, and you think, oh, I just don't know where to shade. It doesn't make sense. Well, you can use what we call a test point. Okay? And this is a test point is a good check for yourself. If the origin is free, use 0, 0 as your test point. And what you do is you put that x and y in your equation. So in this case, I'd have 0 is greater than negative 2 times 0 plus 6. And then I get 0 is greater than 6. Well, that is false. And if it is false, that means it's not part of the solution. So that means it should be in the area that is not shaded. And so we did that right. The other side of the line is shaded because 0, 0, that side is not part of the solution. Okay, we have the origin free again, so let's check. We have 3 times 0 minus 2 times 0 is greater than 8. And again, we're going to test. This is called a test point. We're going to test 0, 0. Okay, so we have 0 is greater than 8. It's false. So that area should not be shaded, and in fact it is not shaded, so that's good. We did it right. So now let's go. We're going to use our mouse and go down to the next page. This will clear it as always. Okay, and let's graph these two lines. Again, we have to make this in standard form, in y equals form, so we can graph it as a line. So we have the negative 3y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 6 divided by negative 3. This becomes 1y. We have to switch the sign because we're dividing by a negative. Positive 2/3 x plus 2. So we go to positive 2 and we count a positive 2/3 slope. Up 2 and over 1, 2, 3. Up 2 and over 1, 2, 3. You could go down 2 and left 1, 2, 3. That's negative in both directions. Alright, it's a solid line this time because it's less than or equal to. So you draw your solid line, and I'll be curvy because I can't draw a straight line without a ruler. Okay? Now, which way do we shade? Y is below the line. That's one way to read that. Y is below the line. Well, the Y's that are below the line are down here, so we're going to shade this part below the line. Okay? You can use your test point. You can test. The origin is free. Now this side, this time the origin is in the shaded area, so we should come out with a true statement. So we have 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 is greater than or equal to negative 6, or 0 is greater than or equal to negative 6, and that is true, and so that checks out because it should be on the shaded part. The shaded part is all those points in the shaded part put in the inequality will make it a true statement. X is greater than negative 3. Well, x equals line we know is a vertical line here at negative 3. So you have a vertical line. It's going to go right here along this. Pretty good, almost good till the very end. And it's greater than or equal to 3, so it's a solid line. And the shading is, where is x greater than negative 3? It's over here. So this is the shaded part. And there's really no need to test a 0, 0, but you can see that 0, 0 should be in that part of the graph that is greater than x, where x is greater than negative 3. That's the end of 3.1. So we'll end there and we'll go on to 3.2.